get this going. Hello and welcome for those who are watching on the replay. It is, what is it? It is Thursday, March 7th, but whenever you are watching, it is perfect. Timing, it's all about timing. It's all here and now. So please feel free to fast forward to wherever you're looking to go into the replay or watch it all. Either way, enjoy. All right. Hello, hello. Is anybody out there? Let's see. We got that. We got that. And then, yeah. Dang, we got all the cards. Okay. I feel like I could write that a lot more legibly. What's up? What's up? Please feel free to come in, say hi. Let me know if you're new to this live. I'm going to be offering free and paid intuitive readings. Oh, thank you for the heart me. Who was that? Thank you. Melissa, thank you for the heart me. I love it. Feel free to come in and we're going to get started here in a minute. Let me know if you're new because I do explain everything before we get going, just to kind of set the structure of kind of how I do things and let you know all of the different things. My name is Angelica. I'm an intuitive empath and quantum healer and pretty badass. What's up, beautiful humans? How are we doing? What's up, Mariana? Is it Mariana or Mariana? Hello, Cindy. Hello, Melissa. And you're new. Thank you for joining. Please, yes, definitely like the live and share it out because it lets me get into the algorithm and sneak up on that bitch. Kind of get up there. Thank you for the rose, Cassandra. Oh, Mariana. Is it Mariana? Yes, I love it. Is that your name? Is it Branwyn? Is that your name or is that just your screen name? Hello, either way. Let me know where you're from. I'm just gonna write, this really quick so that it's much more legible. Okay. Yeah, that's way better. That's way better. All right. Iowa, New Jersey, Washington, Georgia, Missouri. I'm in Colorado, by the way. We got Pennsylvania in the MFN house. I love it. Okay, so thank you guys for just participating. I like to say hi before we get the ball rolling. California, Michigan. I like it. Make sure we got Wisconsin in the hizzy. Texas, Boston. I like it. We got some people from the east. I like it. Cincinnati, Mississippi. We got everybody up in here. I love it. Oh, it's your middle name. I like that. That's such a pretty name. I don't know if I've heard of the Welsh goddess Branwyn. I feel like it feels and sounds familiar, but I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Does that make sense? Anyway, that's a beautiful name. I love it. That's really, really beautiful. I would go by that name too, to be honest. Wilmington, North Carolina. Okay. Upstate New York. That's the wrong accent. Yeah. Anyway, I just like accents. Anyway, so what's up, everybody? My name is Angelica. I am an intuitive empath as well as a quantum healer. And I offer readings as kind of a way for people to get to know me, to get to know my energy, and to kind of see how I work. But like, I really like to dive into the deeper shit to help you kind of, recode your unconscious identities that are maybe perhaps sabotaging or creating, you think you're over here like trying to consciously manifest your best life. And what I come in and do is help you release the unconscious resistance that you may not even know that is there. So I do offer readings, but like I really like to dig in and work really deeply with people. Yeah, that's what I like to do. Oh, more Canadian? I like it. Quantum healing. That's a very good question. What is quantum healing? Quantum healing, it kind of morphs. So I'm basically working on a quantum level. So I connect to your higher self, aka your superconscious, and then we work in the quantum field in order to shift habits, patterns, heal, do healings, energy work, bring in codes that activate your DNA or activate a lot of different things, or clear out old shit and old junk and old crap that you don't need anymore. So I'm working in the quantum field to do a quantum healing. Part of that is also helping you to release those old patterns, like I was talking about, the patterns that may be destructive or dysfunctional, that no longer serve you, that are sabotaging your life in one way or another. Okay, so that's kind of what quantum healing is. Oh, I love it. It's Goddess of Empathy and Forgiveness. It's perfect. So yeah, it fits. Yeah, it fits. I figured you were an empath. Most people that are drawn to me are empaths. See, we got another a sensitive emotional empath, medium, and I'm learning to read tarot and oracle cards. I know things before. Yes, us empaths have one of the most incredible superpowers, in my opinion. We can feel things and get the tingles and the spidey senses tingling, and yeah. So let's kind of move on. I love it. Thank you guys for joining me. Yeah, of course. So let me kind of get into everything before I start reading. Okay, so let me kind of put everything out there. So I am offering free and paid readings as well as other paid services. Okay, so my free readings, this is how it goes. So you just comment with your name and a question. Okay, I don't do pregnancy or fertility readings, but as far as the readings themselves, it can be general, love, health, career. It could be yes or no questions, etc. The way these readings work is I just intuitively go wherever I'm guided. So if I don't pick you, or if I don't feel drawn to read for you, don't take it personally. It's just me. It's kind of just me sensing where the energy needs to go, because we're all here in a group, and the intention here is to serve the highest and best good of all, individually and collectively. Okay. Yeah, it's a superpower now, but it was a curse before. Yeah, it can definitely have its challenges, but it's all has a learning curve, for sure. So those are the free readings. As far as my paid services and stuff, and this is going to be like a shorter, abridged version of a reading. Okay. So on my paid services side, that says paid services right there, we have in-depth readings, chakra clearing and cord removal, right? Quantum healing, mediumship, and multidimensional mediumship. If you need any like additional understanding of my services, please do not hesitate to ask me in the comments, okay? As for my paid services, all the links to donate are in my profile, okay? And let me know in the comments if you donate or you pay for a service, because all of the people that pay or donate get on my trusty little list here, and you go first, okay? Hey Ellie, what's up? It's nice to see you again. I love it. I love it. We're all connecting. Okay, so, and one last thing, or a couple last things before we get started. Please feel free to go ahead and write in those questions and listen. I am offering a TikTok special, okay? So if you reach out to me, if you email me or even message me through TikTok during my live stream, you can book a special for the price of this. You know, most of my services here, for the price of that, for a 30-minute or a 25-minute session plus energy work. Okay, and then you'll get a recording of your session. Okay, you just have to include your email. Phone number is optional, because I book you in and then you get a notification of how to go, and then I send you a Zoom link and all that great cool stuff. Okay, so that's a new thing I'm offering. And then check me out on heal.me. I am on a new platform to kind of make it easier for you to book with me. You can see my services, my availability, read reviews of past clients and current clients, schedule a session or a discovery call to see if any of my services are right for you, etc. And then, you know, that platform just makes it super and easy and simple until I get my website kind of with it. That's great, Ellie. Yeah, let me know so I can kind of book you in, and so you can receive that link to leave me a review. I would really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get on with the readings, y'all. Let's get on with the readings. Let me know what's the heps? What's the heps? What's going on? What themes are we exploring tonight? I love that there's connections being made. I love it. I love it. So again, if you would like a free reading, my dears, don't be shy. Sometimes you got to keep, obviously there is a balance point between spamming and, like, you know, just continuing to kind of make sure that I see it. Just so that I don't have to scroll all the way back. You know, comment with your name and a question, or, you know, general love, health, career, etc., etc. It can be yes or no questions. Let me know. Come on. So while I let you guys kind of just, and I'll explain that, Branwen, in a minute. For multidimensional mediumship, I seen that question right before I closed my eyes. I like to tune into the collective that's here and just say thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I don't know you, but I love you because you being here, your presence allows me to do what I love. And I like to give spiritual counsel and just information that flows very easily for me. And yeah, thank you. So as we work in this space, please note that if you do resonate with a reading, even if I'm not reading for you, take it. How does it, how does it relate to your life? How does it apply to your life? What wisdom or practical application can you implement there? Everything is always your choice. Please know I'm not here to take your power away or tell you what to do or diagnose or treat any kind of health condition. I'm just here as a conduit of information to relay that and articulate it in the best way that I know how, so that you can take that information and be empowered in your choices and have more clarity and confirmation in, I knew this was what was going on. This is what I felt. All right, cool. So you don't feel like you're going crazy. Nobody likes that. We all need a little validation from time to time is what I'm saying. Okay. And if it doesn't resonate, don't take it. There's no need to make life more confusing than it is already. So if it doesn't resonate, just don't take it. It's not for you. Okay. We always work within the highest resonance, the highest respect to divine will, free will, and as well as divine law, universal law, sacred law. No energy is taken that is not freely given. This pertains to if I'm doing energy work. Okay, and even just being in the container, there's energy work going on. But it's not against your will in any way. Okay, there's no harm done ever. It's always for the highest and best good of you, as well as all of us together as a collective, as well as all of humanity and all of creation. Okay, that's how I work. That's how I roll. Let's get started. Branwyn, you wanted to know about multidimensional mediumship. We're all mad here. Multidimensional mediumship, one of my paid services, is me connecting to one of your multidimensional aspects. This could also mean like an angelic version of yourself. It could also be your higher self. It could also be guides. So it's kind of, I won't say one of three, but it tends to be another multidimensional version of you. Either that, your higher self, or one of your guides. And it's for the purposes of bringing you information and confirmation. A lot of times I've seen like healing come through in these types of readings, as well as light codes, sound codes, light language, etc. And it's always directed by your highest self or whatever is relevant as it pertains to your life right here and right now. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Hello, Jazz. I love it. All right. So I'm just going to scroll back up. I love it that you guys are just kind of commenting. Yeah, let me know, Ellie. Write me back, let me know, and then I'll get you scheduled in, and they'll send you a link to review. Okay. Jody, are you here? Jody asked, do I have spirits around me? What kind of spirits? There's a lot of different kinds of spirits. What kind of spirits? There's a lot of really good questions. Let me just tune in. Rochelle, are you still here, my dear? Rochelle's asking, will my son find his way in this world? It makes sense. Okay, good. Jody's here. Oh, okay. Oh, grandma. Okay, grandma, grandpa, best friend. Just kind of tuning in very, very lightly. Just as a general rule, most of our peeps most of our peeps that have passed on are going to be around us in some capacity. Yeah, I do feel grandparents, best friend feels like they're healing, doing like their own healing work on the other side, and they come by from the time. I get a masculine energy around that. I'm not sure if that's a male best friend, but that's the vibe that I got there. Just kind of tuning in. Rochelle, you were asking if your son was going to find his way in this world. So let me just kind of tune into you, and I'm going to feel through you. I'm going to feel into him. What I was feeling, Rochelle, when I was reading your question was, seems to be having a hard go of it. What it feels like is kind of like a pretty significant, the word I hear is major, but I'll use the word significant identity. The word I hear is crisis. In just that he's trying to find himself, and sometimes we need to learn some really hard lessons in order to really find our path, our way. And none of that is ever in vain. You got to remember this. Nothing is ever wasted. Sometimes we feel like, oh, we're wasting time, or they're wasting time, or whatever. Nothing is ever wasted. Everything serves. So long as we allow it, or we look for that. I can't tell you how many relationships or times that I thought I was wasting my time. I found so much richness and so many lessons. I can sit there and just go through all the lessons of what this person taught me, and this person and this circumstance. So nothing is ever wasted. He just feels like he's kind of having a rough go of it, and trying to figure out who he really is. And if I don't know if he's interested in that part yet. It just feels like there's some hard lessons there. Okay. I'll leave it there, but that's kind of just tuning in really quickly. That's what I feel. Like so many roads, but can't find his path. There just seems to be a lot there. Yeah. But yes. He's going to be okay. But it's his journey. You know what I mean? It's his journey. You got to let him have his journey and his choices. And, the more you just allow him to have his own journey and choices and experience, rather than oh no, almost like gripping the steering wheel and trying to influence or manipulate him, it's gonna actually help him realize that there's nothing wrong with his experience. It's just sometimes we learn things the hard way. We don't have to, but we can, sometimes we do. I can attest to that because I've learned a lot of things the hard way. Yeah, you just worry. Yeah, I get that. And that worrying, there's an energetic, I guess you could say, courting that happens with worrying sometimes. But just, send him blessings. And this is for you. For you, what this is about is trusting. You know what I mean? Trusting his journey, and that it's going to take him exactly where it needs to. You're going to want to grip the steering wheel real tight sometimes, but all in all, it's kind of about trust for you. That makes sense? Oh, so it was a male, Jody? Yeah, that's what I was feeling. I was like, yeah, he doing some healing over on the other side. You're welcome, Rochelle. I hope that gives you some comfort, and yeah. Sending you all the loves and the hugs. I don't know what it's like to be a parent, but I can only imagine. I can only imagine. So we're all sending you some love. All right. So let's see. Keep on sending those questions or what you'd like to know about. Addie, give me one question. One question that you like. You're sending me all kinds of messages. You're like, ooh, and then this, and then this, and then this. And I so appreciate the excitement, because I feel like it's excitement. Like, oh, I want to know this and this and this. But we could just focus. We could just focus you. I'd be happy to give you a free little mini reading here. No, it's okay. There is no need to apologize. Okay. So the gifts mostly. So let's see. You're asking about like just the gifts that you have, the psychic. Okay. So we all have, it's like as a general rule, we all have everything. However, we all have like our specialty. Okay. You know, certain gifts are going to be stronger in one person than another. Some people are really amazing clairvoyants, while other people are just amazing clairsentient or empaths. Let me just kind of check in. I hear clairaudience coming in for you. So like clear hearing. There is, I would say around clairaudience, I would really encourage or invite you to do like whatever internal work, shadow work around just whatever, you know, like old traumas or things that need to still be processed and let go of. Because one of the tricky things with clairaudience is that you can receive information clairaudiently, and it can, if you still have certain filters or certain traumas that are creating blind spots in your vision, whether you're seeing through your eyes or your ears or your, you know what I mean, or your feelers, it can create distortions in your perception, and it can color things a certain way. Okay, so I'm feeling clairaudience for sure. But to really refine that and open that up, you got to do your inner work. So our gifts are really connected to traumas a lot of times, and I would say most of the time / all of the time. So if we're not doing our inner work or our shadow work, our gifts can become distorted. Not in every case, you know, everybody's different, not in every case. But what I found is the more that I did my healing, my internal healing, my inner work, things started sharpening like crazy. Like I worked on the gifts as well, but it was more so the trauma work and working through the old trauma and the old unprocessed emotions that were there that helped me to really tune in on a deeper level. Okay, so I hear clairaudience. And then, so I hear third eye perception, and I'm not sure if what they're meaning by this is clairvoyance, like seeing. But I also hear, I hear third eye perception and premonition. So being able to read or interpret premonitions correctly can be tricky too. And I would kind of what is it? I would direct you to like everything I said about trauma and doing the inner work around that to clear any filters or distortions in your field that could be filtering premonitions through fear. Okay, so those are the two that I feel most prominently with you. And then there's feeler. You're a feeler. So I would say clairsentient / empath, whichever kind of. Most people that resonate with me or that or resonate with my vibe tend to be empaths of some sort. So I'd say emotional. What I hear is an emotional empath. So you might feel the feels of others. And then you got third eye, what did I say? Third eye perception, premonition. So you got a lot of, you got some quite powerful gifts. But you know, it's like they're all like muscles. So they only become stronger when we use them and we practice them, and as well as if you look at it as like a fitness routine, we got to build the muscles and like also strip the fat, so to speak. And the fat, the quote unquote fat in my whole languaging, how I mean it would be stripping or releasing the trauma and that are creating distortions and maybe negative or perceptions, unnecessary. They're basically distorting the vision, okay, and distorting. They're filters that distort the interpretation, okay. So those are 3 that I feel coming from you pretty strongly, and I feel like they are gonna open just naturally. And so yeah, I would definitely encourage you to do that inner work to release any filters, especially if you want to become more professional or use them and utilize them, especially to your benefit. You know what I mean? Because we're gifted with these, we have these gifts to be able to perceive deeper in our own lives as well as others, if that's how we're called to be of service. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave that there. Does that make sense? Thank you, Ellie. Oh, what are those hearts? I like it. So you do want to do it for a living? Yeah, I would definitely, then I would recommend you doing your healing work and really releasing all the distortions, you know, from any kind of trauma or unprocessed emotional baggage, because we all have it, and it definitely creates distortions and can distort your lens in a lot of insidious and nuanced ways that you might not even be fucking aware of. You know what I mean? So 1 second. Okay, I just want to make sure. How would you be able to do what? Are you talking about healing work? If you're talking about healing work, you know, there's all kinds of different ways to do shadow work. Working with a healer, working with a mentor. Highly recommend working with a mentor. Finding someone you fucking vibe with, and if they offer mentorships, work with them to help you clear out the shit. You know what I mean? That's one way to do it. There's also a way, I mean, you can also kind of find your own way, but it can be a lot smarter to find someone that you resonate with and have them kind of, you know, mentor you and teach you and kind of learn from their experiences, because then you're shortening the gap, like the learning curve and the learning gap. Does that make sense? Okay, so you're already on the right path. This is all just a confirmation for you. So you're already on it. You're already on it. There you go. So congrats. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, you're already doing the thing. You're already on it. Yeah, it's just confirmation. So good for you. And it was lovely to facilitate for you, Addie. No apologies necessary, Branwyn. We totally get it. I definitely encourage you all to send in your questions, and then I kind of just scroll back as necessary. Why is my light going off? It's so weird. My light doesn't want to stay on today for some reason. So you were asking, Branwyn, am I saying that right? I feel like I'm saying it wrong. You're asking, am I meant to remain single so I can focus on working as a healer? Short answer, yes. You already know this. Part of your rite of passage as a healer, and I would say most healers would go through this at some point, is to kind of be single and not have, so as to not have a lot of energetic influence from others, especially like a partner. Because sometimes if we're sensitive, we can become enmeshed, or if we have our own distortions, that can sometimes, not always, but it can sometimes negatively affect or negatively impact. It can kind of, what do you say, slow our progress. Whereas if you're maybe not attached, you don't have those other things and other energies and other dynamics. Part of it is clearing out and purification of your own frequency and of your own energy, so that you can get really clear. I've been single for a while, and it's actually really helped me to get much more clear, especially as a healer. But it's in due part of it's in part of a purification process that kind of happens naturally with healers. At least that's what I'm hearing in my head. With a lot of healers, that happens. So it's for purification of your own energy and traumas and other stuff, so that you can become really clear without someone else possibly and unconsciously impeding, and then like maybe also getting caught up in your own relationship dynamics and stuff. So kind of helps you to get you focused on you first, you clear about you and doing your own healing. Because if you're going to be a healer, you got to do your own healing work. Otherwise, you're out of integrity, right? So it helps you to purify your own stuff, so that you can be of greater service when you do step into that, or as you step deeper into that. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I feel like that makes sense. Is it like a light language? I did already know it, but I just need a confirmation. Yeah. And that, especially as a healer, trust is going to be one of your biggest allies. Or it could be one of your biggest saboteurs, right? Because if we don't trust ourselves as a healer or as a facilitator of energy medicine or magic or whatever the medicine is, we could inadvertently bring in maybe the wrong message, or a message that would serve our ego, or our unconscious egoic agendas, or you know what I mean? It could be coming from a place that is not of the highest, most divine frequencies, and doesn't really serve. It's more of an egoic agenda. I have heard of, not personally met, but I've heard of, through friends who've had their people in their life have contact with them. Like, how do people not realize that? But I do understand that not everybody knows. You know what I mean? It's like expecting everybody to know what it takes to be a bodybuilder. Not everybody knows that. So, yeah, just it's trust. It's trust. Okay. So we got all the healers on tonight. I love it. Yes. In my opinion, Branwen, the most powerful healers and the ones that make a very significant impact on others' lives are going to have a lot of trauma, because that becomes your medicine. Because then you're able, as you heal your shit, you're able to help others heal their shit by sharing your perspective or sharing what you've learned, and transmitting that medicine in whatever way your unique expression, your spirit expresses that uniquely. Does that make sense? So you have a lot of medicine to share, my dear. That's what that means. Crystal, are you still here? Crystal says, I strongly feel like I'm a healer. Am I on the path to help others? It's just hard for me to wrap my head around all of the things I know do because of your okay. Jesus. You've had a lot of NDEs, even more medicine. It feels like you're in a space where you're putting all of these different pieces together. So give yourself some time to process and put the pieces together. Don't rush yourself. You know what I mean? It's all going to come together in divine timing and you're in your own rhythm. So it just feels like you're really integrating and processing, and putting all of those pieces together. And you want those pieces to be put in the right place rather than in a not right place. So give yourself some time and compassion. I appreciate you too, Branwen. It was so lovely to connect with you. Crystal. Okay, so there you are, Crystal. I strongly feel like I'm a healer. Am I on the right path to heal others? Let me just kind of connect into your energy, my dears, or my dear. Okay. Wait. Crystal. Okay, Crystal. I just want to make sure I had the right frequency. Crystal. Yes, I got you. Yes. I will direct you to kind of what I was kind of saying about Branwen. Like, there's a lot of different kinds of traumas and emotional baggage, unprocessed emotional baggage there. And as you heal that, it's going to create the medicine that you're going to give to others. It's part of the hero's journey, right? We go on this whole hero's journey. We're called to action, to do the things. We have challenge, and then we might revert back a little bit, like, oh shit. And eventually we kind of come full circle to bringing the medicine back to the village or the people who need it, like our tribe, right? So yes, I would ask, are you doing your shadow work? Do you have like a mentor? Are you actively doing your healing work / shadow work, releasing the old traumas, limiting beliefs, fear-based beliefs, scarcity mindset, victim mentality, things like this? And there's a lot of different there's a lot of different things that one can get into in this life, right? So trauma wise, it could be something small as I can't even think of can't even think of anything on the spot. But like, trauma doesn't have to be big and it doesn't have to be like emotional abuse or physical abuse. It could be something as small as being told children are better seen, not heard, and then you creating the meaning of like, okay, I'm just going to shut up for the rest of my life. I'm not going to, what I have to say isn't relevant. It's not safe to speak the things. You know what I mean? And so that shuts your expression center down. So it's a whole spectrum. So the answer to your question lies within your current action of, are you doing shadow work? Are you doing your healing work or working with a mentor, etc.? Because that is going to set you on the path towards, because if we're a healer, like I said, if you're a healer, you need to be doing your own work. Otherwise, you're out of integrity. You have to be doing your own work. Otherwise, because this work it's very sacred. We have a high responsibility of doing our own work and being walking the walk rather than just like talking it, right? So we need to be walking our walk as well as talking our talk, and if you're going to help others, you need to first learn how to help yourself. Does that make sense? Because when you help yourself, it's in those depths and recesses of the abyss of your own consciousness, that's where you create the medicine that you're going to give to others. Okay? So I do see you doing this as long as you're aligning to that path. It's a choice. It's a choice. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay, so you're doing a daily. You're already there. You're already there. So it's basically confirmation of you're already on the right path. You're doing the things. Okay? It's a whole process. I've been doing this since I've been doing my own work, my own internal shadow work and releasing since 2017. And I've been doing energy work and different iterations of different healing work or soul retrieval or whatever since 2018. So all you have to do is be like one step ahead of the person that you want to help, that you're wanting to help and be of service to. But you do want to continue that work, because that's how you come into your mastery. Okay. Oh, thank you for all the gifts, Kayla. Thank you for the hands heart. Thank you, all of that. Kayla, Kayla, are you here? Since you got a gift, number 1 gifter badge, do you want a reading, my dear? Let's offer readings to the number 1 gifters. Truth, absolutely. I know exactly what you're saying. I do a lot of shadow work. Okay. So you on the fucking path, girl. It's just confirmation. Yeah, can't fill from an empty cup. Yeah, you definitely have to fill your own cup. And a lot of that is because we didn't have that filled cup when we were growing up, because, if you had a full cup, then you wouldn't have the trauma in order to alchemize that and turn that into medicine. So trauma is a good thing. Not that we need it, not that it's a necessity. It's also a choice. But like for those of us who have experienced a lot of it, it's part of our medicine. It's part of the alchemy and the medicine that we have to share. You would, it's a great teacher. It doesn't have to be our only teacher though. Oh, I love it. Thank you. Sheesh. Thank you. What kind of reading can I gift you with, my number 1 gifter, Kayla? Thank you for the follows. Thank you for liking the live and sharing that out. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Brittany, for, what are those floofy hearts? I love it. They're like floofy. I like it. Oh, heart puffs. Okay, I'll take it. How do you do it? Spiritual purpose, whatever spirit needs to say. Got you. All right, so let me just kind of tune in. Let's just tune in. Kayla. So I'm just going to speak some gibberish, and I just want you to listen and be receptive. Okay? Spirit is just sending some sound codes for you. And for those of whoever is watching either live or on the replay, feel free to receive these as well. Ashua kuanati malay ka ale hasa uye hale ka amaya alasana os ashiliha lakui ili ai ala ai ma'awakue. Just breathe that in and let it land wherever it needs to land, in your spirit, in your body, in your emotional centers, your mental emotional bodies. Just breathe that in. So they do, like your guides, they do understand what you're saying. To have a spiritual purpose, yeah. Our spiritual purpose is just to be. And that being seems very simple, but when we are programmed from the womb to anywhere from 4 to 7 years old, when we carry these imprints, when we create these unconscious egoic agendas that can sabotage our conscious manifestations, when we have all of these things working, we have traumas, we have this, we have all of the things working, it makes it not necessarily harder, but just being you, being in your true full essence, unencumbered by all the bullshit, unapologetic, that can be like a tall order for some of us, especially if we have suppressed our throat, our expression center, especially if we feel unworthy, especially if we've closed down our heart or our other spiritual centers. So your purpose is to be simply who you truly are as a spiritual being having a human experience. And release what is not you. What is not you is the programming, the imprints that tell you you're unworthy, you're incapable of creating a life of your dreams, you're invisible, you're nobody. Is to release all of that cumbersome, dense energy that keeps us in fear-based beliefs, lack and limitation, scarcity, victimhood. That's what you're here to do, is release all of that stuff. Because you're not just healing you, you're helping to heal your whole lineage, all of your ancestors as well. And it also gets uploaded to what I like to call is the human consciousness cloud. It gets uploaded there. And so new spirits, new souls coming in can pick and choose, ooh, I want that template. It's a nice clear template. I'm gonna have a nice experience, and from there, from there they create their life, or they start to design their life, and what this creates is a new what do you call it? Like a new homeostasis for human consciousness. So it's not just about healing you and releasing all the bullshit. It's also about helping humanity as a whole heal and creating a new baseline is the word I was looking for. It creates a new baseline. So you want to talk about a spiritual purpose? Just do your own internal work. Be you. Because you never know who's watching you that could be super inspired by you. And you don't even know them. You're never going to meet them. Maybe they don't say anything to you, but you really impacted their lives. You create ripple effects, an impact that you don't even realize. It goes way beyond you. You want to talk about a spiritual purpose. Your guides are like, now that's a spiritual purpose. It's just to be you. Do your work. I'm just kind of checking in. They do understand what you mean, though. Beyond all that, what am I supposed to be doing? It feels like as you just kind of release the old stuff, the stuff that's underneath that really is you, it'll start to become more apparent and undeniable. So doing your work, your shadow work, it, not only does it activate and help to refine your spiritual gifts, your multidimensional gifts, it also helps it also helps you I can't remember what I was going to say. It also helps you to move more unencumbered in this life. It also helps you to do all of the things that I just said. For whatever reason, I lost that train of thought. But it helps you to do all of these things. Just simply by doing your work. Oh, it naturally is going to uncover, who you truly are. And what you truly are put here to do, or like a bigger purpose. Because as a purpose, it's not just one purpose. Like, I'm just going to do this. As creative, limitless beings, as creative, limitless spiritual beings, have you ever seen anybody that, they just they do all of the things? Like, say an actor, they're like a triple threat, plus they got this, plus they're writing a book, plus they're doing this. We're limitless. It's just about tapping into that creative frequency and releasing all of the stuff. And as we can move more and more unencumbered by those dense frequencies and imprints and release those things, it allows us to uncover more of who we are and act accordingly. So they're saying, leave it there. So I'm going to do a mic drop. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Made my eyes water. Kayla says, made my eyes water. Thank you. Makes perfect sense. So grateful. I am so glad. Ooh, look at the tick. I like it. Make it rain. Make it rain. I love it. Thank you for that. I think that's the first time I've ever gotten one of those. I appreciate that, Kayla. Thank you for the money gun. We're going to make it rain in this bitch. All right. So let's do last call for free and also paid readings, etc. Thank you guys for the likes, the follows, the gifts. I love it. I love it. Puffs of love. Yeah, I know, right? Okay. All right. So let's do last call. If you'd like a free reading, okay, just comment with your name and a question. We're going to do last call here. I just don't do pregnancy or fertility readings. Okay. It's just not my bag. It can be general love, health, career, etc. It can be yes or no. I'll just tune in and give like a really kind of abridged version of a reading. Okay. And Thanks, Kayla. I appreciate you too. I need to like, there we go. I either need to like move this way. I always end up like right here. Okay. All right. All right. I see. So, also, as far as the paid readings, my dears, I have all of these in-depth readings, chakra removal, or not chakra removal, but chakra clearing and cord removal. I have like different kinds of energy sessions, mediumship, multidimensional mediumship. As far as paid services go, something's going on here. 1 second. Okay, had to verify. I don't know what's up with this shit, but there's all of those. Let me know. Paid services, all the links to donate are in my profile. Okay, if you do donate or you pay for a service, let me know in the comments you donate, because you go first. You take precedence, and just know I am running a TikTok special. And then check me out on Heal Me, or just check me out in the links in my bio or on my profile, because you can book with me, see my availability, see all of my services, book a discovery call, and then just kind of see if what I have to offer is for you. Okay? Alrighty then. And plus I have all like packages and 30-minute sessions, 60-minute sessions, different kinds of price ranges to kind of just kind of all across the board. So yeah, let's go back to our last call and wrap this night up. Thank y'all for being with me. I appreciate it. Lisa Marie, it's a very interesting question. Can I ask why? Why do you want to know? Why do you care? And there's a specific reason why. Thank you for the, what are these things called? The little finger heart things? Thank you for that. Who was that? Thank you, Star. Have a good night. Thank you for the poofy hearts. Brittany, I love it. Oh, chocolate. Chocolate. I like it. So Kira, thank you, Kira. Oh, it's about trust. I got you. Okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying that, Lisa. Lisa Marie. So let me just kind of connect in. Okay. So when I tune into your energy, I'm just going to play it straight because I really don't know how to beat around the bush. You already know your gut. It feels like your gut already knows. And here's the thing. What is here, if I may, there is a deeper pattern here of creating connections and creating relationships with dynamics that I'm trying to think of how to say this. What's deeper here is there is a recurring pattern that you keep playing out with these same patterns of not being able to trust people. And what this is a reflection of is on a very deep unconscious level, you don't feel you can trust yourself. And so these reflections come in to show you where at like a more unconscious level, you're actually, that's where you're vibing at. Okay. So I would ask you where in your childhood were you convinced or persuaded or taught or learned somehow to not trust yourself, especially in the context of relationships, whether it's romantic, platonic, friendships, it doesn't matter. There is a pattern that keeps playing out. But you already know. Let me just kind of fill into the dynamic there. I mean, not the dynamic. Let me just fill into these 3 individuals that you are speaking of. So here's the thing. This is really funny. Not funny necessarily, haha, but like kind of ironic funny. I kind of hear your guys say like, what this pattern is doing is reinforcing itself through paranoia. So even if they were trustworthy, you would create some kind of internal reasoning in your head because of your patterning to make something up or to sabotage it in some kind of way. So there is an unconscious sabotaging behavior here. And your guides are saying, even if they were trustworthy, there would eventually be some kind of suspicion on your part, because that's what you keep playing out in order to sabotage relationships. Not consciously, unconsciously. Feeling into, let me kind of get a vibe. It doesn't feel like super malicious, to be honest, like on their part. Here's the thing. We activate in others different versions of them. So if you showed up as, I trust myself, I'm confident in my shit, I know who I am, I know what I stand for, I'm confident, I trust myself, I trust my decisions, I'm capable. If you showed up in that version of you, you would activate a different version of them. This is how reality works. But these are like little subtleties and little nuances that are that can be a little bit more advanced learnings. So what you're doing, and I say this to say what you're doing is through this unconscious egoic agenda, you're activating parts of them that come off as untrustworthy and a little sketch. So it doesn't feel truly malicious, but there's a pettiness that's being activated, and this may be a little hard to swallow, and this may be a little bit hard to hear, but I'm here to bring the medicine, so don't shoot the messenger. But we also have to take responsibility for how we're showing up and for all of our shit, our baggage. That doesn't excuse or condone stuff, or it doesn't mean that you're not maybe owed an apology, or that you don't deserve one. But we do have to take radical responsibility. I truly believe, and I teach people radical responsibility, taking radical responsibility for how you're showing up. How can I show up differently? How can I teach myself to show up differently? And what do I need to release in order to release these old patterns, to show up differently, etc., etc., etc. Does that make sense? So to answer your question, it kind of doesn't matter, your guides are saying. It's because you're actually activating a part of them that it feels a little petty, because it's the frequency and the energy that you're activating within others. And this is about you taking radical responsibility for yourself. Okay, you don't have to. I'm just the messenger relaying what I feel. You get to choose. You get to be empowered in how you want to show up. Or even if this resonates for you, or if you decide it's bullshit, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what I have to say about that. But that's kind of what's coming through. It kind of doesn't matter. It feels a little petty, to be honest. but it's a vibe that's being activated within everybody. And if you take responsibility for you and how you show up, you can change the whole vibe, because that's how fucking powerful and magical you are. We're all that powerful. It's just about understanding these things on like a more experiential level. Like, you can know it up here, but if you haven't experienced it, it can be like, that don't make sense, or that's bullshit, or like, I don't get it, you know. But that's kind of what I feel. You guys are saying it doesn't really matter. It is a little petty, but it's really a reflection of you, and it's really getting you to be more conscious of where is that deeper wound coming from, and where do you not trust yourself, because this is about you trusting you and your decisions, because it's also affecting your confidence. Okay, it's right up in that solar plexus. Okay, yeah. Does that make sense? Lisa says yes, thank you. And I have always had trust issues with believing people 100%. I get that. Yeah, and people are going to be how they are, and if we're fully confident and trust ourselves and our decisions, we get to also choose, hey, this no longer resonates with me. Hey, I'm no longer available for this kind of connection or this kind of interaction with people. I get to stand up for myself when I feel like I deserve better. I need to be treated better. You know what I mean? We get to trust those things, but a lot of us don't. We don't want to feel the things, or we don't want to have to let go or do the things, so we protect ourselves in unconscious ways so that we don't have to do the uncomfortable thing. So there's that too. If you do want to work a little bit deeper with this, I can facilitate some healing on some deep levels, but it's up to you, my dear. And it was a pleasure to connect with you and facilitate for you. Chocolatate, yes. As my number 2 gifter. Is that what you're looking for? Let's do a reading for you, Chocolate. Is that what you want? Is a few words of wisdom? If you're still here. You too, Lisa Marie. Thank you. I appreciate it. Kira, I don't know if Kira is still here. Let me know if you're still here, Kira. Donna, Donna's asking, please read me tonight. Will I get my own apartment soon? Let me just check to see. This is a question about alignment. So what I'm checking when I'm feeling in is I connect to you first, and then I check your alignment, and then I check timelines and their trajectories. And know that there is no predicting the future, but what I can do is give you a reading of the present energetic alignment, and know that because there's so many different factors that are constantly in flux in our lives and in the world around us, these things can change. Okay, so just so you know. Okay, so let's see, one second. Lisa, okay, so, or not Lisa, Donna, my bad. Let's see, Donna, and then apartment. To be honest, Donna, it feels a little bit longer than a month. This has mostly to do with your alignment as well as timing. I almost feel like Where does this land? It feels like mid-May-ish. Possibly, maybe as soon as April, and that depends on your alignment. Your alignment also is affected by your frequency, right? How quote unquote high vibe you are, or where your vibe is. Okay. And in any moment that can fluctuate, it can fluctuate from moment to moment. And what it feels like here is that you get a little disheartened, and there is, let's see, how do I explain this? There's like a rush on this. Like it feels like you're rushing, and it feels a little overwhelmed. And it feels like there's a little, like you feel some internal pressure to get this done and to get it done quick. And there's not that there's anything wrong with that. However, I will say energetically, it adds resistance to your manifestation. So if you can chill out and meditate a couple minutes a day, 5-10 minutes a day, or go for a walk and let everything else kind of just fall by the wayside, or dance, or listen to music, or engage in an activity that allows you to release the grip that you have around this, even if it's just for a couple of minutes, that's when you can align to that. You'll be able to feel the buoyancy and the lightness. And what you want to feel is like lightness. How do you want to feel in that new apartment? Free. Do you want to feel free? Do you want to feel liberated? Do you want to feel joyful? Do you want to feel elated? Do you want to feel excited? I would focus on the feeling states, the qualities, the feeling states of how you want to feel in that new apartment, because that's going to help you manifest it quicker, and probably a lot quicker than the current trajectory that I feel that you're on. And it's not about just like feeling the things and not taking action. It's about feeling the states, taking 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a long time. Just to attune yourself. What do I want to feel in this new apartment? Do I want it to feel spacious? Do I want it to feel like it's mine, and it's a sanctuary, and it's a sanctum for me to feel safe and secure? Do you understand like where I'm leading you into a feeling state? From that feeling state, then you take action, because that's where your alignment is. Does that make sense? Because you're aligning to the reality that you actually want to experience and create for yourself. From that aligned state, then you take action. Then you look for apartments. Then you, whether it's looking online or however you do it, or whatever inspiration comes in from those aligned states, take action from an aligned state. Because right now there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of overwhelm, and you're trying to force it, and you're just creating more resistance for yourself. You're creating much more work and much more frustration for yourself. Okay? I hope that helps. Does that make sense? Totally understand. Thank you very much. It's a confirmation. That's what I'm saying. It's all confirmation. I like it. All right. Absolutely correct. It's my situation where I'm, yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. You're a blues singer. I love that. That's beautiful. I would say sing about, because that feels really good. Like, what if you were to sing about how it feels to be in a new apartment and have like your own space, and how healthy that feels and how liberating that feels. Try that. I bet you that's going to help you find that alignment a lot quicker. All right. So let me just feel into if there's any more readings. I'm called called to Kristen. So general reading, Kristen. Are you still here, my dear? Let me know. Just so that I know I'm not speaking to air, because I've done that before. All right, cool. Thank you for confirming that you're still here. So Kristen, I'm just going to tap in and connect to your fields. And I just like to listen. Sometimes I don't get information right away, so I just like to listen until the information starts to flow. Okay. I feel like I'm getting layers of information. There's like a layer, and then I kind of get hit with that, and then there's another layer, and then it's very interesting. So when I'm tapping in a little bit deeper here, I'm hearing difficulty letting go. Does this make sense? Typically, when I hear something like this, I kind of go to the heart. So I would say unprocessed grief, or like heartbreak, heartache type of vibe. But I hear difficulty letting go. And it feels like there's confusion around what letting go can actually mean for you. It doesn't mean letting memories go, or letting like the good times go, or letting, especially if it's someone who's passed, it doesn't mean letting that person go and they just never come back and they never visit, or they're never there, never present in your life ever again. But it's letting go is a very interesting thing, because sometimes it's, we do have to let the physical person go if it's like a physical relationship or a connection. And process the sadness, the grief, the feelings that come up around that. But it also means we get to keep the good memories. It doesn't negate that all of the good shit didn't happen. Sometimes we want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, and we can really do ourselves a great disservice when we do that. We're here to remember that we can hold many, many emotional states simultaneously. That's part of the beauty and the uniqueness of a human being. We can literally, have you ever been super happy and like laughing hysterically and then go into crying at the same time? It's just like that. We can hold all of these emotions at the same time. So letting go is kind of the same way. you let the things go and you let them process, and you let the sadness, the anger, the whatever else kind of run through you. And you also get to cherish the good times, the good stuff, the things that were uplifting and felt good. And sometimes that can bring a lot of confusion, understandably so, around like, no, I don't want to feel any of it, because if I feel how good it was, then I get into maybe wanting that person back, or, like it makes the pain even greater. But this is how it's a whole process of learning how to hold all of it. Pain and sadness and grief and happiness and joy and playfulness and giddiness and liberation and all of the things all at once. So your deep emotional well, my dear, is rich for a reason. This can actually become a superpower, because many people want to, again, throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, nope, it was all shit. It was all a waste of time. But it really wasn't. That's kind of, in my opinion, that's kind of being delusional, in the sense that like you loved it in the moment, but now all of a sudden it's not. Like, that doesn't make sense. You're negating and denying the beauty. So I don't know how this relates, but this is what I'm hearing coming up for you, is this can be a true superpower for you if you learn, or if you allow yourself to remember how to hold all of it all at once. Process the sadness, process the anger, process the quote unquote lower vibrational emotions. That stuff needs to be, you need to feel that. But also, it's still okay to hold on to and cherish the good memories, and laugh and look back fondly on and cherish those moments, because they still exist in the here and now, as long as you connect to them. Does that make sense? I'm not sure why that's coming through, but that's what's coming through. Oh, it's just you described my current relationship struggle perfectly. Okay, so take that how it resonates. But that's what I'm feeling coming through for you. And yeah, feel into it, see how it resonates, and you're welcome. Thank you, Kristen. Can I just feel things from people? Yes and no. I like to consciously connect. That way I'm not blindsided by anything. But yeah, I do. I do feel things from people when I consciously connect. Yeah, does that make sense? And when I connect to someone, that's how I connect to their superconscious, aka their higher self, as well as their spirit guides, if their spirit guides want to come in. And that's how that kind of works. Does that make sense? But yeah, I do sense things around people all the time, whether it's spirits, whether it's struggles, whether it's patterns and stuff. It's just a realm of information that I've been attuned to since I was a wee little girl. And yeah. Hello, Carla. How are you? Makes sense? Nice. Yeah, let's do one more. Mini love reading. I'm doing well. Let's see. Is it Alyssa? Alyssa? I want to pronounce that as Alyssa. So Alyssa's asking for, okay, a mini love reading. Anything specific as it pertains to el amor? While I'm waiting for Alyssa's response, please know that if you do want to work one-on-one with me or book a reading, whether it's 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or look at to see what other services I offer, see my availability, and read reviews from other people that have worked with me, you can look all of that. You can see all of that through the link in my profile, and it's going to be through the booking and services. So you can book there, you can see everything. Okay. Alyssa says the guy I'm talking to just got back with his ex, but everyone I know says they think he likes me, and he always hangs out with me, and almost never his girlfriend, and she cheated on him, so I'm really confused. So here's the thing. There's some really I'm gonna be really super honest with you, so just know that I'm saying this all with love. It's not any kind of judgment at all, but it's very clear that there is a very dysfunctional relationship going on. There's a couple of things here. You got to be aware that this person, whoever this guy is, he doesn't know what the fuck he wants. To be perfectly honest, he's not clear in who he is. He doesn't know what he wants, and the things that he thinks he wants, it feels like he gets bored and tired of them very easily because he doesn't know how to appreciate them. And that's a reflection of him lacking appreciation for himself and lacking, he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know, he's not connected to who he actually is. So this is who he is in relationships because this is part of his patterning, his imprinting, from when he was a wee little one. Okay? So, one thing, there's some other things to consider here. If he's doing this to this other person, if he's doing this to his girlfriend, he's hanging out with you, would you want to be with a person that lacks integrity and is untrustworthy and is possibly being dishonest to his girlfriend? Do you want to be with a person, man, woman, doesn't matter? Do you want to be with a person that lacks that kind of integrity? Because what then, if so, what does that say about you? Are you then settling just because this person is, maybe he comes in a pretty package, or maybe he's funny, or maybe, trust me, girl, I've been there. I've been there. And I totally get it. There's no wrong answer here. Sometimes we need to learn those hard lessons. Okay. But one thing to consider here is, within you, what I'm feeling is also like a lack of integrity. And it comes in the form of I'm unworthy. Okay? And when we have wounds that say we're unworthy, we can settle for what we think, what we think we can get. And we also attract people who have those same wounds. Okay, so really this person is a reflection of the same wounds that you have. All right, and I could just about guarantee you, if you worked on your worth and feeling worthy and like healing that wound, I could just about 100% guarantee you wouldn't feel the same for this guy. Because I guess what's more deeper so is you valuing yourself. Do you want to be available to that kind of person? It doesn't mean that, he's like just a bad person. I'm sure he's funny, he's great. He just doesn't, he's not connected to a deeper part of him. And so he just shows up. I'm kind of hearing kind of half-assed in relationships. It's like good in the beginning, it's great, and then like we try, but like he hasn't really found the substance, and because he hasn't connected to that deeper part of him. And this is part of like a kind of a lacking of the teaching of the rite of passage when boys and girls become young women and young men, that we've become disconnected to because we're disconnected to our ancestors and our ancestry and like that deeper wisdom that's there and those teachings that would be there if we were connected to those. So he's got quite a lot going on, and really I would say it's up to you to make your choice. But to be honest, it feels like if he's going to do this to her, he's going to do it to you. But you get to make that choice for yourself. That's what's beautiful about it. You don't have to believe or resonate with anything that I say, but it does feel like he's got some things, and I would just consider the things that I've said and see, because if you were my girlfriend and you were my friend, I'd be like, you know what, you deserve better. Think better of yourself. Know that you deserve better. Value yourself, because you deserve the world. You deserve, if you want a man, if you want a boyfriend to be serious with you, we teach people how to treat us. So just in meeting him in this way, you're also teaching him unconsciously, on an unconscious level, that he can treat you like this too. Okay? I'm going to leave that there, but just take into consideration all of the things. If you was my friend, I'd be like, girl, you deserve better. Don't even go there. But it gets to be your choice. Okay? And be empowered in that. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I think that's part of, it's like he wouldn't even consider hanging out with me. I feel like he's using me to, like, and I think that's part of this childish mentality thing that he's going. And it might not even, it doesn't feel like it's a conscious thing that's happening, that he's choosing, oh, I'm going to do this. It feels somewhat semi-conscious, but he doesn't know the deeper reasonings of as to why and all of the deeper stuff. Is like it feels like he's trying to get revenge for her doing her thing. And honestly, I wouldn't even want in any of that drama. It's not worth it. You get to decide what you connect with and who you interact with and how they treat you. And I would say by continuing to interact with this person, you're allowing him to use you as a pawn in his own petty stuff that he needs to work out. But it gets to be your choice, okay? He wouldn't consider hanging out with me until they broke up and got back. Yeah. I feel like there's like an unconscious revenge thing that's going on. Do you want to be part of it? That's the short answer. Do you want to be a part of that? Excuse me. Thank you for the heart puffs, Carla. I appreciate you. Ooh, excuse me. All right. Ooh, excuse me. I hope that helps, Alyssa. Thank you so much. I don't know. I feel just like confronting him about it. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Is it worth it? Is he gonna get it? Those are just things to consider. I'm not, wanting to sway you either way, but I would just consider those things. Some people, like when you confront them on stuff, they're operating on a certain level of consciousness that no matter what you said, it doesn't like get through to them. So it's really up to you if it feels like on the other hand, that can be you standing up for you, you know, which could also be very empowering. So it's up to you. Okay, I hope that gives you some clarity. Girl, you already know. It's really just confirmation. Okay. All right, my dears. I think I'm gonna call it a night. I will be on tomorrow night, Friday, for some more live. Of course, it's live, free and paid readings. If you want to book with me or check my availability, please check out that link, that first link in my link tree. And I will be back tomorrow. Have a beautiful night or day or afternoon, and I will talk to you later. Mwah. Love you. You too, April. Thank you. Mwah.